So let's take a look at the pre-setup for this trick. This trick is one of my favorites. Basically what you're going to use is two identical decks of cards. We're going to be using two blue back bicycle cards. And basically what you're going to do is just find the same card from both decks. Let's use the Nine of Hearts from one deck and just go into the other deck and find the Nine of Hearts. You can actually get rid of one deck. We're just going to be working with one full deck and the two identical cards, which for this effect we're going to be using the Nine of Hearts, but you can use any card. It really doesn't matter, maybe if you come up with a specific routine that requires a specific card, but it's really up to you. Now the pre-setup is we're going to actually take the Nine of Hearts and you're literally going to burn the edges. We're going to singe the edges. Maybe we can get a tight close-up here, hence the name, the singed card. And keep in mind that anytime you're working with fire, to just be very, very careful. Safety first, please. I always like to burn all four corners, just because when you're doing street magic, you're usually surrounded, and you want everyone to catch that the card is in fact burnt. We got the second corner. Let's do the third corner. And the fourth corner. Now, as I burn this, you're going to realize that the card starts to bend, and that's going to really stick out when it's in the deck. I'm going to show you how to work with the deck so it actually hides the break, and you'll see what I mean once we get this into the deck of cards. And I always like to make a burnt spot on the card. This is kind of a big popper when you're going to reveal the card. And they see that black spot and really jumps out to me. So that's burnt very good. Maybe you can do some burnt spots in the front, and you're ready to go. So you got your singed card, and you got the duplicate card. Basically, the singed card is going to go in between just your deck. It could be anywhere. And this is what I was talking about. As you get your card singed, you're going to realize that it creates this break. That's okay. Just as you handle the deck, just make sure you're really fluid. If you watch my videos, I'm always talking, I'm always moving my hands. That's just to allow me to hide the break of the card. So you got your singed card in the middle, and your duplicate card is going right smacked at the bottom. So you're all set, you're ready to go. Basically, the hardest part now for this trick is just to force the identical card. And what I use is called a Hindu shuffle. So let's zoom in here. I'm going to break down basically the Hindu shuffle for you. I'm just going to remove the singed card just so you can see the actual Hindu shuffle. Basically, hold the cards on the sides in your left hand. Your right finger grabs the deck at the bottom. Your left two fingers, thumb and pointer finger, just remove some cards from the top and they drop. And you just continue that motion over and over. And again, what happens is it keeps the bottom card, which is our forced card, at the bottom. So when the audience member says stop, we can now reveal their chosen card, but actually forced card. Let's look at that at real speed. Just tell me when to stop. Stop right there. Memorize that card, and bam, that goes right on top of the deck. Now keep in mind that when you're going through the Hindu shuffle, as soon as they say stop, I always like to take some time here. That kind of distracts them from knowing that this is the bottom card. Just take some time. I always like to ask, would you like me to continue to go? Continue going. If they say no, you can drop the cards to say yes, pull a couple more until they're satisfied, show them the card, and bam, that goes on top. So let's put that right back at the bottom. You got the singed card in between the deck. You got your duplicate at the bottom. Now you're ready to go. Walk up to someone, ask them to tell you, say stop, show the duplicate, bam, that card goes on top. And at this point, I don't like to hold the card straight on to the audience member, because what happens is they're going to catch that break. What I like to do is actually hold the cards from the sides, walk up to the audience member and says, I want you to squeeze really tightly and get that card burnt in your mind. you're already setting up the finale for this trick. You're talking about burning. You're telling them to focus because we're going to be using some fire here. As soon as they hold the cards, I actually reach in my pocket and I have some flash paper set up. So you reach into your pocket and you palm some flash paper. Basically, you can get this at any magic supply store. If you haven't worked with flash paper, I highly recommend it. It's a very good visual as you light this paper. It creates a nice little flash, hence the name flash paper. Basically, just palm some flash paper. The audience member is holding the deck, point to the ground, say, you know what, we're going to be using this piece of paper on the ground, and I want you to think of your card over and over in your head and burn it in your mind because we're going to try something on the count of 3. Now we're building tension. Tension's building. You want tension all focused on the deck because at this point, the audience thinks there's no way you can prearrange the setup of this card. You know, at this point they think the card was chosen, put back in the deck, hand it to the volunteer. Nothing fishy at this point, and you're all clean. You're clean. Display the splash paper, light it, tension. Tell them don't move. So the deck's up here in their hand. Don't move. Show your hands freely. Nothing hidden in your hands. Take the deck and slowly do your spread. And I love this impact because as soon as you hit that burnt card, it's like, wow. Cut all the cards to the bottom. Pull out this one card. You can actually put the rest of the cards in your pocket. You're clean. No one can find the duplicate of the card. Slowly say what card was chosen and reveal the 9 of hearts.